Good morning and welcome to the Real Estate Walk and Talk. Today's question is, should I be investing in a neighborhood that has below average school ratings? A very common question. And if you have questions like this, I do a show every Tuesday and Thursday called the Not Your Average Investor Show. You can ask questions just like this. It's at 12:30. And you can register at jwbshow.com. I'm in the studio here. We got the bright lights ready to rock and roll for the show. So let's get to the question at hand today. Should I invest in a neighborhood that has below average school ratings? And let's first start with the truth. And let's first welcome everybody who's walking with me here. I appreciate you guys being here. We're talking about below average school ratings. And is it okay to invest in rental properties in a neighborhood with below average school ratings? So let's start with the truth here, which is that there is no perfect investment out there. You must always give something up. There is no perfect investment out there. You just have to understand what you're getting, what you're giving up, and be intentional about the decisions that you make. So in rental property investing, this is no different, right? Like anything else in life, we have to decide what is the biggest priority, and then what are we willing to give up. In a perfect world, I would love to invest in neighborhoods that had all A+ rated schools. I would love to do that, right? But what do I have to give up in order to get into those neighborhoods where there's only A+ rated schools? That's the question that you have to ask for yourself. A+ rated schools are in the most affluent neighborhoods, right? Above average income to high income are the neighborhoods generally where you see the best school ratings, because people who can afford it all want to be in the best school districts. They choose to buy homes there. That increases the price of those homes over time. And the other thing is that there's just not high rental demand in those neighborhoods. Most people own in those neighborhoods. So if there's not a lot of people renting, it keeps the rent that you can charge down in those neighborhoods. So if you hear high prices and low rental demand, that is code word for negative cash flow. That is not a place that you should be investing. Remember, positive cash flow is the number one most important rule of rental property investing. You have to invest in assets that pay for themselves every single month. And you can accomplish positive cash flow, but you do it in below middle income neighborhoods. You do it in these neighborhoods where you have below middle incomes, you have low prices and high rental demand, right? So if you know that's where you have to go and you prioritize positive cash flow, it is unrealistic to think that you're going to be in neighborhoods that have high rated school zones. It's just unrealistic. You have to understand what you're willing to give up. And welcome to everybody who's walking with me here. I appreciate you being here. We're talking about, is it an okay decision to invest in a neighborhood where you have below average school ratings if you're a positive cash flow rental property investor? See, we've got Lee Bishop here. We've got Malachi. I appreciate you guys being here. So the place to get positive cash flow are the below average, the below middle income neighborhoods. That's where you have low prices and high rents. And it is unrealistic to expect to get the best school zones in those neighborhoods. It just doesn't make sense. So while we all love the best school ratings, it is not a bigger priority than positive cash flow. It is not the most important part of the investment decision. What it is, it's an easy metric for investors, many novice investors, to look at as a judge for a neighborhood as to whether or not they should be in it. But ultimately, the risk is that it leaves them in a neighborhood that has the best school zones, but negative cash flow. That's not the strategy for success that I want for all of you. The ultimate goal here, the way you win in rental properties, is by having great residents who pay on time, who take care of the home, and who stay forever. And you can accomplish that in school zones that aren't the best school zones. You just have to find a property manager who is willing to put the hard work and the systems and the strategy and the talent on their team to source those residents. And they're out there. They absolutely are out there. You just have to find them in below middle income neighborhoods because that's the way you get to positive cash flow. So you're going to give up this idea of being in the best school zones. You need to be comfortable with it if you're going to be a positive cash flow investor. You just have to focus on working with the right property management team. It is a requirement that they're able to sign long-term leases, that they're able to focus on working with residents who are going to stay a long time in below middle income neighborhoods, even if the school zones aren't great. So get over it. It's okay to be investing in a neighborhood that doesn't have the best school zones. It's more of a decision on the property manager that you work with to source those residents to make sure that you're positively cash flowing. And I see we've got Jim Taggart's watching. He's a current client. We've got Bill Oxley. Bill, I love seeing you every single day. He said, "Nice shave, Greg." I appreciate that, buddy. I was getting a little rugged yesterday on the walk and talk. And Bill said, "JWB is the right property management company." I appreciate the support there, Bill. You know, this is why we focus on doing this. This is the opportunity that we can create for those who want to be investing in a positive cash flow neighborhood. It's not easy, right? It's much easier to be finding the great residents who stay for a long time, who pay the rent, if you're in A+ rated school zones. But that's not us creating the best opportunity for our investors out there, because that would leave you with negative cash flow, right? Then this whole investment becomes speculative for you. It's not going to work. Lee Bishop says, "Great advice. Low-grade school systems means more cash flows." Even though it sounds the opposite. That's true, right? That's why you have to understand the strategy behind this. Malachi says, "Is it possible to talk to you about hiring a property management company before getting to your first rental?" Absolutely, Malachi. Best way to do it is to go to chatwithjwb.com. We want to talk to you a long time before you buy your first investment property, right? We want to make sure that you're on the right path. And a great way to do it, if you're far away and you're just kind of starting to do your due diligence on this, maybe you're not sure about the capital part of it yet, you're just getting familiar with it, join our show. That's why we do this thing. Every Tuesday and Thursday at 12:30. It's going to be here in about an hour now. Go to jwbshow.com. That's a great place for you to learn. And then when you're ready to chat with my team and you're thinking it's a little bit more imminent, go to chatwithjwb.com. We'll put you on the right path. All right, everybody. Thank you for walking with me. We'll catch you here live on the show in about an hour, and I'll catch you tomorrow on the Walk and Talk. Take care.